Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. So, how to crash the market in 20 seconds, right here from Jerome Powell. This is a clip from yesterday.
So if I may, speaking of assets that have been buoyant, do you see any value or benefit in the U.S. government building a reserve of Bitcoin?
So, we're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the Fed.
So this is what we discussed a little. Basically said that we had a Federal Reserve meeting. They were potentially going to introduce another 25 basis point cut on interest rates, and they did. But they came out, and I said what we needed to watch was the verbiage, and they came out and basically were pretty hawkish, basically meaning that they were like bearish. Hawkish is like contracting monetary policy, and dovish is like more expansive. And so they came out and they were hawkish, as I said, and I also said in yesterday's video, if you remember, excuse me, that I thought we were at the top of the range, and I thought we could come down, and to the bottom of the range it was like 10%, or like said 5% is what I'd be looking for, and that's still quite a big drop. We actually from the top of the range came all the way down 8, nearly 9%, and obviously like alts will bleed off more if Bitcoin comes down 8 or 9%. It did like pretty much all of that in a day, or a lot yesterday. In one day we just came down like, let's have a look exactly how much from the open to the close. I pretty much nailed it with a 5% pullback, I'm not going to lie. Like, to be fair, that is a pretty decent call for myself right there. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. Also, and for some reason, people are like nitpicking at my thumbnails on YouTube. Because I put something on my thumbnail doesn't mean it's like exactly what I think is going to happen. It's just something that's possible, just like anything. So they're like, oh, you said $8 by Christmas. Actually, if you watch the YouTube video, I say $8 is possible by Christmas, and I still believe that. It's like 5 days. Yes, it's a massive ask, but when this thing, my point is, when this thing starts to get going again, this is XRP now, it's going to get going fast, and faster than people believe, and faster than we got going down in this area here. It's just because the figures are higher that people are like, oh yeah, that can't happen because of market cap, blah, blah, blah. It can happen. My base case is that we have $5 by New Year. Again, I can be wrong. This is the other aspect of it. It's like, I'm not always right. In fact, often I'm not right. My base case is $5 before New Year, but it is possible for $8 by Christmas. You can't tell me that in the next 6 days we couldn't have like a few 100% increase in price. We could. We haven't seen any 50% days yet. That's something that I've said multiple times in the past, and I think they will come at some point. Do they come now? I don't know. And like obviously this chop, and the further closer we get, the less likely it is. And it's a big ask from here. Like, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's possible. Because my base case is that we go to 5 by New Year. And then in January to March, I think we'll see double digits. Did think it was possible we could get there by like Christmas, but it's just harder as of the time ticks away, and we work these ranges out. But yesterday, what else did I say? I said I was looking for 220 if we had a pullback, and I've showed you why here, like on these charts. It's basically where the daily candle closes came on the liquidation days, which is 221, and we wicked into 217, 218. Perfect, pretty much. Now we're just looking to see what sort of strength there is on a bounce day, being today, like see what the recovery looks like. 4 hours stochastic RSI is in the oversold, potentially looking to move back into a more neutral area that normally has been marking like local bottoms for us, as you can see here clearly on the left hand side of my screen. Yes, they've not signaled the exact pump yet, but we haven't really had that confirmation in the oversold area. We did touch oversold on the 4 hour, but we haven't managed to get that push. But now we've got a lot of space to potentially come up and start pushing into potentially a breakout now, is what I would think, and I'm looking for that now we've had that pullback. I said I was always cautious of the pullback. Now I've got the pullback, I'm way more leaning towards the fact we're going to get a breakout imminently, whenever that might be. Obviously dependent on Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin looks like it's coming out of the oversold area on the 4 hours RSI, has pulled back towards the bottom of the range at the parallel channel it's on. I think at some point we're going to get this sort of pop out of that range, and I'm going to show you exactly what sort of pop I'm looking for. If we continue to follow the same sort of pattern as we did back here, I'm looking for a pop like this, boom, like maybe a week or two of green candles to take us into a new range. If I'm right, There's a lot of research out there talking about liquidity and showing that liquidity has taken a bit of a downtrend. So maybe Bitcoin does retrace and maybe it doesn't copy. Maybe it comes back down to this sort of area here at the 70s and retests the top of the range. I don't know. Like, you can't predict the future. I'm just telling you what I've seen in the past, and even this cycle, and what I would be looking for if it was going to continue to follow the same sort of fractal and measured move as it did previously. So there's that and that. And I also, as I said, I think XRP is getting ready to move. Alts today having a good bounce. H-bar's looking decent. Again, H-bar was one of the leaders, and it's gained 8% today. Yes, it did have a big pullback yesterday, as did many things. But looking at XRP versus Bitcoin, XRP versus ETH is what I want to quickly check on and talk to you guys about. These things look like they're coiling up, ready to go. XRP Bitcoin hasn't really lost much strength at all for the last few weeks. Again, XRP hasn't lost much strength against Bitcoin for the last few weeks at all. We stalled out at this key resistance level. I've spoken about this before. If we get a clean break of this level here, the 4,320 level, so that's another, it's still a little way from here, like percentage wise. So we need to outperform by like 82%. But once we do that, I think we're off for all-time highs, honestly, guys, or at least to the 702, which is this level here, this pink level. I'll just show you that on the left-hand side. 702 is this like pinky sort of level. So we should at least be going to the 702, which from where we are now is about a 6x, which obviously this is against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin could drop, but also Bitcoin could go up. So let's just imagine Bitcoin stays in the same position. So you just 6x in the price. 2 6s are 12, so that would be $12 plus 4 6s are 24, be like $14.40 ish price for XRP if we just went straight there now, just to the 702, which would be great. XRP ETH is telling a similar story. We're at resistance, at this resistance level here, taking a bit of a pullback, but again, looking like it's ready to get going. On the daily time frame, we're out of the oversold area for the daily stochastic RSI. The standard daily RSI looks like it's about to cross bullish. Wave 1 complete, I would say. Wave 2 potentially complete here for a short pullback. We are just looking for that impulsive move to break this recent swing high to confirm Wave 3. Wave 3 is probably from here about it was a 500%, but we'll take it up to where we are now. About a 4.6%. 4.6 times move against Ethereum, which would bring us to the previous all-time high for XRP ETH. Then I think a wave 4 pullback, and then we blast off and set new highs versus Ethereum. I do think we will engulf in Ethereum's market cap this cycle. XRP dominance telling a similar story too. Again at resistance, key resistance, holding it and looking to break out higher to the upside. Our first significant area of resistance after this, let's just have a look, is from where we are now, 240%. So that would be about a $7.50 XRP, somewhere around there. You can see why my targets are as they are and why I think we could do these things pretty quickly. If you look at this gain, it's been pretty quick, and I do think that they get faster as you get further into the parabolic move. I really think everyone should go and check out Arthur Hayes' recent article, Trump Truth. He talks about the dollar. The dollar obviously has been ripping recently. Yesterday, the DXY pushed all the way up to like 108, I think. Yeah, 108.2. He talks about how Trump is going to come in and potentially weaken the dollar, and how he thinks they'll do that by potentially repricing it against gold, with Scott Bessent in the Treasury to reprice the dollar against gold. So, and a lot of other things. It's definitely worth a read. It's a long article, but every time I read something from Arthur Hayes, I learn something. So why would you not? As well as that, guys, obviously, please subscribe to my free newsletter. We talk about loads of different things. This was last week. We talked about Bitcoin, the range and where it's going, and what I thought was going to happen next. ETH, Bitcoin, how I think that DeFi is going to outperform ETH. So if you were going to invest in ETH, I think ETH's going to go up. But I think there's other plays that you can make an even better return on, which I actually mentioned DeFi and NFTs. And then I also said that I thought Flare and XRP would outperform both ETH and the DeFi on ETH, and I think Flare is kind of like my dark horse for this cycle. So yeah, that's essentially it for this video, guys. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. We've got our eyes on everything that's going on. Yeah, gold is something that I think is going to continue to come to the downside, hopefully, as and rotates market cap into crypto. Flare's my dark horse. XRP, we're ready for a push and a breakout to the upside now. We've cooled off. Let's have a look on the weekly. I haven't actually checked the weekly for a while. Still in the overbought area, which is fine for me. We've cooled off a little bit. We've come down from 92 all the way down to currently 83. There could be more cooling off to go, but I think very soon we're ready for that leg up again for XRP. You're looking for a few green weeks, and let's see where the next local high comes in, which I think will be wave 3 of a 5, and that is normally the longest wave. Or it can be 1.66 times wave 1. Normally wave 1 and wave 5 are similar length. So let's see. Watching, and I will keep you guys updated if I see anything. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please do subscribe if you did. Remember, I've got $100. If you deposit $100 in MEXC, you get $20 bonus. And if you want to trade XRP memes, I've got a link in the description below. Please share it with a friend if you did enjoy, or if you learned something, it'd be amazing if you shared it and subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much. Peace up. A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.